Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another edition of the Daily Crypto Byte. Today is Tuesday, August 31st, and there's plenty of exciting stuff to talk about today. We seem to be rebounding a bit after a bit of a sell-off yesterday, but before we jump right into it, how are you guys doing today, CJ and Dr. Crypto?
CJ?
Doing well. Interesting price action in the alts. A little bit of a flash crash. I don't know if you could even call it that. At around 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. last night, Central Time. And it's always good to remind ourselves that that's the period of time in which, equities close and Asia has not really woken up yet. And so there's a very low volume, very low liquidity period through those 2 or 3 hours in the market. So it doesn't take much to move price in those hours. But rebounding now, seeing some bullish price action in a lot of the alts. But how are you doing, John?
I am doing well. I am kind of not surprised that John Paulson thinks that cryptocurrencies are just the emperor's new clothes. Not surprised to hear that from a guy who made his fortune basically buying gold. This guy and Peter Schiff, you could put them side by side and they're the same guy, except, of course, John Paulson has made billions of dollars being long for clients and himself from about $400 in gold all the way towards that $1,800 to $2,000 mark. He only runs his own money now, as you guys probably know, a family office. He does not manage outside funds anymore. I was just kind of chuckling to myself as I prepare for a whole bunch of crypto conferences that I'll be speaking at in New York and elsewhere in the month of September. And I was just kind of thinking, it'd be like asking an old stock investor what they thought of crypto. If they've made all their money in one thing and have not even delved into why a cryptocurrency might be something that could enhance yield in their portfolio or even be an exclusive vehicle for trading, like it might be for both of you guys. I think you get the same kind of answers from anybody who's concentrated in something that's not crypto. And that is, they don't understand it. They haven't taken the time to understand it. They don't see what the use of it is. And meanwhile, I think all of us see huge uses for crypto. You don't have to be Tone Vase or Charlie Shrem or the Winklevi to know that this is an alternative, and it's an alternative that governments can't stop. You got to shut down the internet to stop it. So that's one of the things that I like, especially in these days when the government tends to want to overreach into every part of our lives. It's nice to have at least one part that, DeFi, decentralized finance, there are cryptocurrencies that aren't decentralized. We all know that. And some of them have flourished too. But DeFi is, I think, what defines crypto in general for a lot of the practitioners and investors in crypto.
Yeah, absolutely, John. And I think you're spot on. FUD tends to come from people like that have, interests that are counterintuitive to that of crypto. But I think one thing that over the past couple of weeks has been very apparent, kind of a theme in crypto, is this resilience to bad news. Like even today, we're seeing Bitcoin kind of rally against the S&P, which is, not turning down yet, but not necessarily climbing higher. Any thoughts, CJ, on kind of what you're seeing with Bitcoin relative to the S&P at this current point in time?
Yeah, I think it has more to do with the relationship of the DXY, because while the stock market is down a little bit today, it has been trucking the last few days. Could be a little bit of profit taking here as we approach maybe a little bit of a local top before continuation of bullish price action. But I think the thing that tells more of the story is some of the continued weakness in the dollar currency index, because that has coincided in a little bit of a counter relationship with Bitcoin. Like all throughout 2018 during Bitcoin's bear market, we had a strong DXY. In 2017, when Bitcoin rallied in a bull market, we had a very weak DXY. So that's pretty interesting as well today.
Yeah, definitely interesting and worth noting as well as that relationship. But we talked about yesterday, CJ, kind of going back to December of 2020 and comparing that to this current point in time. We're seeing a lot of parallels in terms of, performance with the S&P, sort of risk on environment in the overall markets. Also, what I think is most important is the institutional interest in the space. And you touched on yesterday the open interest kind of ratio between the calls and puts that we're seeing in Bitcoin right now, very similar to what we saw in December of 2020. Any thoughts on that and kind of how that may affect the market for the next couple of months here?
Yeah, that's tremendously interesting. Like you mentioned last time, that led to it was followed by a really large price increase of about 50% in just a month. Also, I think the overall thing to take away is that open interest from an institutional perspective is increasing. There was a period of time when it bottomed out at 29, 30K. And when you have really bearish price action and a total lack of open interest, typically that speaks to kind of a bottoming pattern. And then once you get open interest and volume starting to spike again in a bullish direction, it's more people jumping back on the bandwagon, in my opinion, who are saying, hey, this trade looks like it's getting a little bit more popular again and is getting, back in fashion. Let's take a shot.
Yeah, it seems to be that's what's happening. So it's the end of the month here, and we've talked a lot about Bitcoin this month, but I think one theme of this month that has been undeniable is the NFT trend and kind of what that has done to the market. So I just want to take a look at this Glassnode report real quick and get your guys' thoughts on this, because I found it to be pretty interesting here. So taking a look at Ethereum and kind of how it has related to the NFT, boom that we've seen over the last couple months here. Look at these fees spiking as we've seen this NFT momentum increase. Obviously, this is due to people, not just buying NFTs, but also minting new NFTs. There's been a rush to do that. And as a result, fees on the Ethereum network have spiked, making it hard for kind of retail traders to, use it to make swaps on Uniswap or, get into some more downstream alts. Because right now, all the mania just happens to be in NFTs. So you may be thinking, well, the losers in this scenario here, certainly not NFTs as they're gaining so much speculation, but perhaps ETH as the gas fees are so high. But as you can see, this value being locked away in these NFTs has actually kind of been good for ETH and allowed this sort of resilience up here, in the above the 3.5K level, where we're kind of just, lingering up here. I think it's bolstered the value of this network very well. The loser here in this last month of August has definitely been DeFi tokens. And I think that that's just because of the fact that all the speculation has been in NFTs. So one thing that's going to be really interesting, in my opinion, to watch this next month, in the month of September, is the performance of the DeFi assets relative to the NFT assets. I think that, whenever you see a discrepancy this large in terms of price action over a month period in the crypto space, there's definitely an opportunity there. So, I have been riding some of these NFT plays myself. I own a couple NFTs, but definitely looking at this market from an objective perspective, DeFi seems to be the most oversold sector and NFTs seem to be the most overbought. So just from, an objective perspective, I think DeFi tokens like Aave, Comp, Uni, and Yearn Finance could be primed to have a very good month if the NFTs start to cool down. So just something I thought I'd bring to your attention and maybe get some thoughts from you guys if you have any.
Well, I definitely had some thoughts on NFTs. And, it's just crazy. I told you guys, I think about when I was in Puerto Rico a week ago, and one of the guys I was with bought one of those rocks. Not a pet rock, but literally just a pixelated rock, and paid $100 and some odd thousand for it. Just craziness. But CryptoPunks, they've been doing this for a long time. CryptoPunk, of course, they're probably the OGs of NFTs, original gangsta. And Visa, of all people, Visa bought, and I paid about 120 Ethereum. No, I'm sorry. Just, what is it? 50 Ethereum. Visa purchased CryptoPunk number 7610. And you got to look it up, folks, because when you look that up and then you see, okay, what would 50 Ether cost? Well, if it's 3,000 per Ethereum coin or ETH, that's about $150,000. That was just days ago that they did that. Now, the cheapest, according to Cointelegraph, Monty, the cheapest CryptoPunk art NFT is priced at 119 Ethereum. So at the present price, that's about $400,000. So I guess that's kind of the sort of thing that causes John Paulson to say, this is just garbage. It's a hot mess or whatever else. But on the other hand, it's assets gather their value by their scarcity. CryptoPunks have been doing this since 2017, as I said. And this is, they are responsible for almost half of all NFT volume recorded in the month of August. So we're closing out August today. They've just seen the value of these CryptoPunk artworks just zoom to the upside. And I think Monty is spot on. That is causing some of the fees for otherwise normal transactions to go up. But it is just a crazy feeding frenzy right now, sparked by Visa just days ago when they paid 150,000, and now there's nothing for less than 400.
Yeah, very interesting stuff. And in the comments, please let us know if you remember CryptoKitties or you ever bought CryptoKitties in 2017, because that was, of course, CryptoPunks are OG, but the CryptoKitties were real OG. They just never really grew to the prominence of CryptoPunks. But they're definitely famous for clogging the Ethereum blockchain back in 2016 and 2017. But yeah, any thoughts on kind of Bitcoin or Ethereum before we move towards the doges of the day?
I didn't really have a lot on that, big guy. I do have a doge of the day, though. I could jump right into that.
Well, before we get to that, I do.
Okay.
Let's save that for the end. Let's save that for the end, because I do have a couple charts of Ethereum to show as well. I also want to show one from one of our members, Dean Armato. This is some great data, so thank you for sharing that, Dean, as well. Just wanted to bring it to light. First, what I want to show with Ethereum here has to do with cryptocurrency, or specifically Ethereum that is stored on exchange wallets. And ever since Ethereum 2.0 staking really began, we've seen a massive decrease of Ethereum from spot exchanges. So more and more going into cold storage each and every day. Also, this is the amount of Ethereum being staked on 2.0. And as you can see, really a clear dynamic in the relationship between these two charts. Very, very inverse relationship. And then speaking to the most recent correction in ETH, this is what Dean Armato had shared with us, but we actually saw a lot of whale transactions yesterday buying that dip. And these are transactions that are over 1 million in USD. So very interesting to note there as the Ethereum price rebounds today.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that, CJ. I think that's definitely going to be important to watch coming into this weekend, especially in context with performance of the altcoins as well. I think that this could be, a big weekend. September historically has been a month in which we've seen a lot of profit taking for not just crypto, but for traditional equities as well. So I think setting the tone this weekend with some positive price action for ETH and for the alts as well could be very, very positive. But on that note, should we dive into our doges of the day for the day? And Doc Crypto, why don't you start us off, my friend?
All right. Well, and thank you very much for that. I told you guys yesterday that it was really bothering me that coin market cap charts were not loading yesterday at the time of our show. They have now replaced the old charts with a new chart, and I must say the new charts are spectacular. So tip of the hat to coin market cap. They're almost as nice as the charts on Market Rebellion. Not quite, but almost. Here's what I was looking at, guys. Polygon. We were trading $1.54 last week in Polygon. It started a slide that carried it down to about 136 by Thursday of last week. So pretty big drop, call it, close to 20 cents. Rallied back up, but didn't get back up over 151, and then crashed all the way back down yesterday to basically the 130 line. Then we saw volume pick up, and regular viewers of this show know that Pete and I are all about the 3 V's: volume, volatility, and velocity, how fast something moves. And it is moving fast. So Polygon, it's known as Matic, of course. Its volume is up 44% in the last 24 hours. It's trading over $1 billion in coins. And it is right now, let me see, where is it? It is right now 137. So I'm in at 135. Not that I'm smart. I just was lucky and pulled the trigger there. If I was really smart this morning, I could have bought it cheaper than that, but I didn't. So I think this one goes right back to that 154-ish level. And so I put on a bunch of Polygon or Matic anticipating that, guys.
Very nice. Yeah, I like that trade a lot. I, picked it as my Doge of the day yesterday as well. And I think
that's probably why it's up.
I think there's a lot of good reasons to be bullish on Matic right now, not just technically, but fundamentally as well, given the performance we've seen with, assets like Cardano and Solana. So I really like that pick. And actually, it's kind of similar technically to my pick today, which is Link, Chainlink here. And, we've been talking about this a lot this week. I feel like CJ and I have been kind of broken records, but this pattern is just appearing across the space here, this sort of cup and handle pattern here. And, the key for me is a retest of this critical level at first, and then coming back down to retest the 20-period smooth moving average, which is something we've seen across the board and which typically holds up very well as support and resistance during trending markets. As you can see, we're bouncing from this level now. We got a bullish engulfing candle here and are set to come up and retest this critical breakout level. Now, there are a couple ways you can trade this. For me, I think the more aggressive approach is entering right now. I like this bullish engulfing candle here. I think that there's a good likelihood of a continuation up to this level, and then a break above this level. That's a trigger for a continuation of this trend here, which is just an extrapolation of the distance between this cup line and the bottom of the trend here. So, I think there is some tremendous upside potential in assets like Link right now, looking at this technical formation, which is more or less just marked by, a retest of this level, coming back down, and now headed back up towards it. So I like this bullish engulfing candle. I like what I'm seeing technically here. And it just seems a bit more, compressed in terms of price action than a lot of other assets across the board. So Chainlink is going to be my Doge of the day today.
Thank you for that, Monty. 2 assets to me are sticking out because of their volume. The first would be eGold or Elron, EGLD, with the average trading volume up 123%. Also, Algo is up 104% in terms of relative trading volume as well. And so if we look at the charts, we're probably going to see something very similar to what Monty was just talking about with the cup and handle. But I think that something that's really interesting and something that I like to see is like a bullish engulfing candle and really seeing that fuel from the volume already start to kick in. So I really like Algo. It's not quite above the top of the handle or top of the cup yet, but it's still looking very primed for some bullish continuation. And then when you look at Elron, EGLD, we are already breaking out above the top of that cup. And as you can see yesterday, we had a massive surge of volume. That's why we're up about 140% in terms of relative trading volume. So really liking those two, and definitely going to be watching those for the rest of the day for some bullish continuation.
Well, there you have it, folks. That is about all we got for today. And that's about all we got for the month of August. Pretty wild month, to say the least. But I think September will be a pretty exciting month as well. And if you guys want to come hang out in the crypto room during the month of September, you can try it for the entire month for just $1 at marketrebellion.com/try crypto. We've got a huge upgrade coming in just a few weeks here. Super excited about that. But we also have, pro charting service, 24/7 chat with a community of traders from all around the world. We publish actionable trade insights with entries, exits, stop losses, one published as recently as yesterday, and just a whole lot more. If you're looking to get started trading crypto, this is definitely the place for you, and you can try it for just $1 for the first month. And then, on that note as well, if you're looking for a brokerage to start trading your crypto, definitely check out investvoyager.com. You can trade 60 plus assets commission free over there. They offer some of the most competitive rates, interest rates in the industry. I just saw that they had some new interest rates come out this morning, which includes 12% on DOT still, 9% on USDC, and 7% on their native token, VGX. So definitely head over there and check them out. And if you do, use code REBEL25 when you sign up for $25 free in Bitcoin. But thank you guys so much for watching. That is all we got for today. We'll be back tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day and take care.
Thank you.